Does that sound like today? It does to me. In the United States right now, this toleration is almost God. You got to tolerate. Now, the funny thing is they'll tolerate everything except you saying that something they're doing is wrong. They won't tolerate that, but they'll tolerate everything else. Okay. So sexuality among you, such sexual morality as is not even named among the Gentiles. They didn't even think about doing it. That a man has his father's wife. And that word translated here, has, is present tense. It's ongoing. Not just he had her one time, he's having her over and over again. Now, what do we mean, his father's wife? Well, yeah, I guess it could be his mother. Most people don't think so. More likely a stepmother. And one writer, at least, that I read said, well, that, his dad probably was dead. Well, I don't know how he came up with that. The text doesn't tell us that, but this is something that even the Gentiles wouldn't do. Let's put it that way. I think it's more likely the dad's alive because of that, because even the Gentiles won't do it. So, and you're puffed up and not rather mourned. This word mourned here is like mourning for the dead. I mean, it's a serious mourning. You don't, you may see a movie that causes you to cry, but you don't cry for days and days. Well, most people wouldn't over just seeing a movie. But this is no. Paul says you should have been like there was a death in the family, because spiritually speaking, that's what it is. It's a death in the family. This fella's gone back into the world, and in a terrible way, a way that is thoroughly unacceptable, even in that pagan society of all things. So he continues, for I indeed, as absent in body but present in spirit, have already judged, as though I were present, him who has so done this deed. A few things to notice there. First of all, you can be absent in body but present in the spirit. I think about somebody, we had a woman, Miss Myrtle, remember, or Sister Myrtle, who was, she was 90 plus years old. Her bones had become so brittle and that she was in continual pain. If she sat down too long, she hurt. If she stood up too long, she hurt. She reached a point where because of that, she just couldn't come to the assemblies of the saints. But let me tell you, there was nobody more faithful to be online and watch what we were doing. She watched Bible classes, she watched worship. And I mean, I'm talking about, was she involved? She was. If the volume was too low, she texted the guys in the sound booth and said, raise the volume, please. So was she present in spirit? I would argue that she was. She wanted to be there, but not being able to be there, she's present in spirit. I'm not defending people who absent themselves from the assembly and say, oh, well, we can watch online, whenever we get ready. I'm not defending those people, but I'm talking about people that are shut in, that can't get out at all, that are sick at home or whatever. They can be with us in spirit. And in this modern era, they can do what we're doing today. Here we are in 4 different states, and we're all assembled, so to speak, with one another. So anyway, Paul says, I judged him as if I were there. That's because he knows what's going on. He's been told, what's happening there. And he's heard about it. It's really upsetting to him. So he's already decided how this ought to be determined. Again, he's already decided this young man is spiritually dead. He needs to be mourned as he is now.